Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Excitech BIM 360 surgery. Today it is number 30, would you believe it? And today we're going to look at some of the recent enhancements around issues within lots of the BIM 360 modules. So I'm going to take a little look at the new issue templates and how we can pin issues and do lots of clever stuff now that really starts to take the creation of issues and speed up that whole process. So in my usual BIM 360 surgery, and we're going to take a look at the issues. So I'm just going to quickly jump into docs. You can do this in whatever module the issues are available. I'm probably going to do most of this just in docs, but it will work in field and all the other modules that you want to raise issues. So in document management, I've got the issue tab over here on the right, and if I click into it, you can see that you've got a button, create issue. So I'm going to show the desktop version, but this also is the same on the mobile iOS and Android applications as well. So when I click create issue, you'll see there's nothing different. It's the same screen that we always had. You can choose the type, the status and title and do the usual stuff. But if I cancel that and I just draw your attention, you'll now see there is a new tab called templates. If I click into that, you will see there's no templates yet. So what they've done is they've allowed you to create an ability to create a little template for your issue. So if you're creating out in the field and it's lots of sort of snagging and handover lists, you can create a template. So when you create the issue, it will pre-populate lots of the values. So if I go to create a new template, it's pretty simple. You create what we call a template category. You select the drop down, you can see there's none available, and we can create a new category. So this allows you to then just categorize if you've lots of different templates within your project. So I'm going to create a new category and I'm going to call it just snagging, and I'm going to click create. You can see when active this template will be available, so you can have lots of categories that are not active, so you can turn them on and off as and when you need them in your project. You can also go in and clear it. You can create a new category, and let's say construction team, and you can see then we can have multiple categories and we can swap between them. So under the construction team, I'm just going to go and create an issue title called a snag list. And I'm going to say, well, everything that the guys are doing is not around commissioning. It's going to be about, let's say it's going to be a quality issue. And you can set the status as open, and you can also then go in and go, okay, so I'm going to create these issues and I want them all assigned to myself. You can also assign a due date. You can enter the location. So you can pretty much fill in whatever you need in here and then click create, and that will just create a category called construction team and a title called a snag list, and you will see that it is then active or inactive. Got our typical three dots in 360 where we can edit, duplicate, set as inactive, and also thankfully a delete button. So with a template in place, if we go to the issues tab, now when we create an issue, you will see that at the very top, we now have start from template. So all you need to do, select the drop down, and that pre-populates the issues. You can see the type, status, title, who it's assigned to, and any other information that you want. So we can say, okay, we can choose a due date, we can choose a location, a root cause, and we can just say, okay, this is workmanship, and off we go. So you can see that's going to dramatically speed up as we're creating. Just have the templates, create whatever you need, pick the drop down, and it just pre-populates these lists a lot better. So that is pretty cool. We can have all the templates that we want. Next thing I'm going to show you is one of my favorite new things, is that we now have the ability to auto-populate locations. So You can see sometimes it's a bit of a pain having to go in, go to the location, choose them each time. So if we were to start pinning locations on drawings, we can get BIM 360 to automatically define locations. So to show you this, I'm just going to jump into Project Admin for a second, because this is where we originally define our locations. So you can see under locations, click into it. This is where I can build out all the rooms, spaces, areas, whatever you need to do. So you can see I've got some pre-existing locations already here, and you can now see that we now have this ability to link a document to a location. So if I do that and I go, okay, let's look at the exam room 2-1. If I click it, you will see that I can link a floor plan to the floor and it will automatically associate with the rooms. So if I click add, you will see it automatically jumps to the plan section. So if I've got a document in plan, and in this case I've got a ground floor approved drawing, I can click add. Let's click in there. So what I've done is I've linked a document to the location. What I can now do is click the document which I've linked, click into it, and you'll see that it's still in locations, but now I can actually define an area for this exam room 2-1. So if I zoom in on my drawing and I go, okay, it's allowing me to draw, and you see the way it's snapping to the drawing, which is great. So I can go from here and I can, if I just drag that issue, so if I just go from there to there, you can see it now defines that room. You will see you also have little snap points that we can move and change, and you can see it's snapping to lines, so I can pop it in there. And once we're happy with that as my area, I can click done. You will now see this little symbol appear that we have now defined an area. So if I click into exam room 2, add a document, ground floor, click add, select our drawing, and we're going for exam room 2-2, and we do the same approach where we drag an area that's now defined as our exam room 2-2. So as the project admin, they can go through, define all the areas, link them to the documents. And if we close that down, what that will now mean is that if we go to document management and we look at that actual document and we start to snag it, so if we look at the ground floor drawing and we start to raise issues on the drawing, so if we go in here and we go create an issue and I go create, it asks me to pin a location. Now this is the clever bit. As soon as I pin something in one of these two rooms, so if I say okay, there's an issue with this door, it's inside exam room 2-2, so I click it, you will see that the location is automatically pre-populated. So just think if we had the project admin go through the building, go through the drawings, create all the areas, the guys on site will be so quick. All they have to do is pick where they are, snag it, bang, location is done and added. So in here I can go choose from a template. So you will see that if you choose a template, you need to fill out all the issues again. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go incorrect door, assign it to myself, choose a due date, and then root cause, just say it's a design change, and I click create. So that's pretty neat in the fact that we can link basically the rooms or the locations automatically on drawings, and then when we start to create the issues, they automatically start to fill out the location details really quickly. So if we start looking at these issues again, the next thing I sort of want to look at is this new button is now appearing under issues, is that we now have a filtering method for the issues. And what's new is this sublocation section. So if I click in here and I say just choose the ground floor, Okay, you can see that if I just choose the ground floor, nothing is coming up, because what I've done is most of my issues, in fact all of my issues, are included in sublocations. So if I click include sublocations, you will now see that it now lists everything in the locations. So if you want to be quick, just go ground floor and then you can tick on and off depending on what way you've grouped your locations. So some pretty cool new issue enhancements that's going to just dramatically speed up the creation. So get your templates done, create the locations on your drawings, and then that will auto populate, and then we've got just this nice feature just to include the sublocations or not. So that's pretty much it for the issues and locations and that side of things. There has been a couple of other little things. Well, I say a little. The newest big thing, I think, is the ability now that we can now share files externally with people that do not have a BIM 360 hub or license or login. So if we just jump into project admin, so there is a new control. If we look in under document management and we look at the advanced settings, and it's here, you can see public link for project. So this allows project members with a view and download permission. That's the key thing. So if you don't have view and download permissions, you will not be able to share a link. So if you've just got view, you won't be able to do this. So just be careful when you are doing this. And if this is ticked on, it will allow you to then share the link people outside of the project. So tick it on and then go into a document. So I'm just going to find this drawing, click my share button. You will see in here we've got share with project members. If we just go down into, let's say, a work in progress area maybe, and I take this Revit model, and if I click share, you will now see under the drop down there's a little arrow. So now you can see with that control activated, it will allow me to share with anyone who can access the document. So currently it used to be just for project members. Then if I go okay, share with the public, and what we can do is I can say the link will then expire. It's going to expire Monday, and I can enter an email. So I can do that. My wife won't appreciate the link, but it will work nonetheless. This is a test. And just a little control here is that there are two options. One, we can share the latest version. So let's say we said link expires in 2 weeks time, and I've uploaded 3 new versions. This control will always give them the latest. Or I can choose, actually, you're just getting the fixed version that's current now. So just be aware that that is defaulted to latest. And all you do is click send. And they will get link being shared, and then it can go to their email, and then they can go into the web viewer and then view the document. So that's going to be huge with external people that are not set up with the licenses. You can just go and share it out. So the control is project admin, and then it's under document management and advanced, and just advanced settings, and then you tick it on and off. So pretty neat, and I think that's going to be huge for the collaboration side of things for people outside of 360. So one little other thing I just want to show you. So as I've been browsing the internet and Twitter, I did find a pretty cool little add-on from the guys at MatterLab. So huge thanks to Mark Thornley, who put this out on Twitter, and I seen it. And what it does, it's a little add-on that will allow you to size your hub, and it'll just give you a little quick report on control about the status of the project, size of it. So I'm just going to show you it. I've got it bookmarked under BIM 360, and it's sizemyhub.matterlab.co. And you can see it's the quickest way just to measure your project. So if you want to just see how big it is, calculate it. you just simply click in to BIM 360. So if you've got a sign in, you can see that it's going to ask for permissions. So it's going to look at the data, the storage, and the related accounts. So if you click allow, you can see that it welcomes you because it's found that I was already logged in. Click start sizing, select the hub, and then you select the project. So I'm going to say these are all the projects that I'm in. I'm going to click my BIM 360 surgery, agree with the terms and conditions, and then we click size my project. So generally there is a little note there, so it's from about 30 seconds to 10 minutes. I've not found it that much. You can see there it's processing, it's finding the number of files, the total size in megabytes, the average folder size, number of folders, files per folder, and the average file size. So it's really neat, pretty quick to do. Boom, 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 and it will just process very quickly and then just give you a quick report. It is a free add-on, so just go to the site, log in through 360, and just let it process. So yeah, a really cool little piece of technology there from the guys at MatterLab. So thanks again for them for putting that out there for free, and you can see pretty easy and quick to use. So that's all from me today. Thank you very much for all the people that are joined and watching. Join me again next week where I'm going to do in surgery on Plant 3D and how that works within BIM 360. So thank you all very much. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll speak to you all next week.